Get your quarters ready. Vintage video games are back in downtown Hyannis. Flashback is an 80s-themed barcade featuring 24 vintage video games, 80s decor, and an Asian-inspired menu.
Flashbacks actually represents a growing need for people to have experiences while they're out and about.
Having a new restaurant come into town onto Main Street in Hyannis is very beneficial to the area. It's good to have new restaurants coming in, brings new jobs into town, brings new vitality into town, especially this new concept of a barcade. It's the first time we've had one in town, and people are pretty excited about it.
The barcade concept joins a bar with an arcade. Flashback owner Peter Kempton is hoping that nostalgia for the 1980s will draw people of all ages.
People that are in their early 30s, people that are in their 30s, 40s, 50s, and even 60s that well remember playing games in those years and have fond memories of playing into the middle of the night or playing at the bowling alley or playing at the pizza joint down the road afterwards. We're hoping that they can come here in an adult environment that's been recreated and play those same games in an environment that's welcome, friendly, retro, a little quirky, a little 80s.
All 24 of Flashback's video games are original vintage machines.
They're all original in their original cabinets, original CRT cathode ray tube screens. You've probably noticed you can buy modern versions of some of these games that attempt to recreate what happened back in the 80s, but it's just not the same.
General Manager Greg Veneris brings a craft beer bar management background to Flashback.
There's a lot of great bars and there's a lot of great food, but we want to kind of create one place to kind of go, have cocktails, have drinks, play some games. For the last 7 years, I've been running one of the most popular, successful beer bars, craft beer bars, gastropubs in Connecticut, in New Haven County. You know, I was looking to make a change. Me and my fiance were coming up here, and we decided we wanted to move to the Cape to be closer to her family, and just because we love it here. It's fantastic.
Months of permitting, renovation, and upgrades were necessary in order to turn former Main Street mainstay Fazio's into the snazzy and bright Flashback.
This has been an enormous labor of love and a spending of large amounts of money, to be quite honest with you.
So we wanted it to be retro, but we also wanted it to be fresh and very current. So you can see the decision was to keep it nice and simple, blacks, grays, and let all the neon be the accent. So it has a little bit of that, both that modern feel, clean, but fun and bright.
This new spot fits into the revitalization and economic development efforts currently underway in downtown Hyannis.
I think this brings entertainment, brings something to do, both during the day and during the night. So it makes Hyannis a place to come, not only to see the great harbor and shop, but have some fun while you're here.
Oh, I love it. It's awesome. It's just what we need. Just adds more to the already awesome neighborhood.
People are rising to the challenge of creating a great Main Street Hyannis as the Boston of the Cape.
And as we expect ourselves to be a destination, we're thinking that people will come find us, and that will help other businesses in the neighborhood, you know, as well as ourselves.
And when it comes to attracting customers, Flashback is hoping the games will be a draw, but the food is what people will remember.
The idea of an arcade bar is there is a lot of Japanese influence. All these games are from Japan from the 70s and 80s. They didn't make these games in the US. So, you know, to have a little bit of that influence for us is really exciting. In a year from now, people are like, hey, have you heard of Flashback? Oh man, it's an amazing restaurant. Oh, it's also an arcade bar.
Flashback Retro Arcade Bar and Restaurant is now open at 294 Main Street in Hyannis. For Cape Media News, I'm Sarah Colvin.